He's quickly becoming the surprise story of the New York Knicks Summer League. When the action tipped off, nobody anticipated this level of performance from him, especially not in front of new head coach Mike Brown, who's watching closely. At the same time, another young player is beginning to make a name for himself within this roster, while concerns surrounding Tyler Kolek continue to grow, and for good reason. We're going to break all of it down today. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We've got a lot to unpack regarding the Knicks and their Summer League outlook, so let's get right into it. And hey, if you're part of the majority who hasn't subscribed yet, now's the time. We're back to pumping out fresh Knicks content daily, and sometimes even twice a day. As this off-season continues to unfold, the Summer League is officially in full swing. Even if you're not glued to every game, there's real value in watching how these young prospects handle live game action. It's also one last basketball fix before the final lull in the off-season calendar. And with that, let's turn our attention back to the Knicks, because things are getting interesting. When Mike Brown was appointed as the new head coach, one thing became clear immediately. The younger players on the roster were going to see more minutes than they did during the Tom Thibodeau era. Now, let's be fair. During Thibodeau's time, the Knicks were winning, which meant they didn't often have lottery picks to develop. In the only season they missed the playoffs under him, New York used the number 11 pick as trade bait to clear cap space for Jalen Brunson. So yes, it's true Thibodeau didn't always give extended run to rookies like Obi Toppin, but the context mattered. Fast forward to now. Mike Brown is here, and he has a different philosophy. He's not afraid to go deep into his bench, often using 10-man rotations and giving younger players a legitimate chance, regardless of draft status. But don't get it twisted. This is still a win-now roster with plenty of veterans. That means not every rookie will see meaningful floor time. That said, New York did walk away from the 2024 NBA draft with 4 fresh faces. Add in another potential signing in either Mohamed Diawara or James Nagy, one of whom is expected to join soon, and suddenly, this roster is full of promising new talent. Let's focus on one of them in particular, Kevin McCull Jr. So far, he's been nothing short of eye-opening. When the Knicks selected him 56th overall, there were murmurs about him being a potential steal, and those whispers are getting louder by the day. McCull spent 5 years in college, originally ranked alongside the likes of R.J. Barrett in high school, before injuries, including a significant knee issue, slowed his momentum. While the full extent of his knee injury wasn't publicly detailed, it was widely believed to be a bone bruise, a condition that can linger. Just ask Lonzo Ball. Fortunately for McCull, he didn't go through the same surgical struggle. Now healthy, he's back on the floor and showing zero signs of rust. Take his most recent Summer League outing. McCull poured in 30 points, attacked the rim with physicality, absorbed contact, and got to the free throw line with ease. At 24 years old, he plays with the composure of a seasoned pro. Sure, he had 6 turnovers and 8 fouls. Remember, players don't foul out in Summer League until they hit 10, but he also posted 2 steals, an assist, and 4 rebounds. What stands out is his two-way potential. McCull is already viewed as a defensive-minded player in the mold of Josh Hart, someone who plays physically, rebounds well, and can guard multiple positions. But now we're seeing him show real offensive flashes too. At 6'6" or 6'7", he fills that hybrid wing-forward role the Knicks could use off the bench as a 10th man. Yes, the front office is reportedly still exploring the veteran market, and that could impact McCull's path to the main roster. But if he keeps performing like this, it's going to be hard to keep him off the floor. And he wasn't the only one who caught our attention, because another young prospect is starting to raise eyebrows too. We're going to talk about Hucky next, and trust me, I've got a lot to say, including some frustrations that need to be addressed. Now, while the spotlight is rightfully on Kevin McCull Jr., there are a few more things we need to address, and one of them indirectly involves Hucky. Let's get into the rest of the roster and what we've seen so far. MarJon Beauchamp had a forgettable outing. His performance didn't move the needle, and unfortunately, Pacome also left the game early due to injury after struggling to make an impact. And then there's Kolek, whose performance was, frankly, concerning. We'll break down that situation shortly. But first, let's round out the rotation. Ude Baba has shown flashes in limited minutes. Though the coaching staff hasn't given him much floor time, it's likely he'll be assigned to the G League to continue developing. On the other hand, Dick Pate has looked promising. You can see what the Knicks saw in him. There's clear upside there. Mohamed Diawara has also shown strong potential defensively. He's raw, yes, but the defensive instincts are undeniable. His offensive game, however, is still a work in progress. Anton Watson has received some spot minutes. He might end up on a two-way contract again this season. Beyond that, there's not much else to cover in terms of roster movement, because all roads lead back to the clear standout, Kevin McCull Jr. And to be honest, it's not even close. McCull has been the engine of this team through the early games. He's looked like a player on a mission. Even with limited G League action last season due to injuries, just 12 games played, he still averaged solid numbers: 11.6 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. In Summer League, he's already replicating that production, if not surpassing it. He looks fluid, confident, and completely at ease. Let's not forget, McCull was projected as a first-round talent before injuries derailed his momentum. Now healthy, he's reminding everyone why he was on draft boards to begin with. Knicks fans have been vocal about it too. Analysts like Chris Persianen have praised McCull for his high motor, ability to make smart reads, and his decisiveness on both ends of the floor. That glue guy energy is exactly what this roster needs off the bench, and he's delivering it every time he checks in. Watching McCull attack the basket, draw contact, and finish strong. It's clear he hasn't lost a step despite the time off. He's been relentless. The first game was solid, but in the second one, he took it up a notch. His ability to pressure the rim and absorb contact is a huge asset, and it mirrors the type of aggressiveness we saw from him in his college and G League stints. He's not just producing, he's doing it efficiently and consistently. That kind of impact isn't easy to ignore, especially for a Knicks team that has looked uneven across these early Summer League matchups. While others have faded into the background, McCull has emerged as a stabilizing presence. He recently spoke about how this stretch feels like his true rookie season. Last year, he said, was about getting his feet wet, but now he's healthy, locked in, and ready to prove he belongs. And according to Knicks Summer League head coach Jordan Brink, that hunger is evident. Brink praised McCull's effort, but did note the need for better ball control as a lead handler. Still, he applauded McCull's toughness, especially after taking multiple hits to the head during the game. That's the thing about McCull. He plays physical. He thrives in contact. He's not afraid to dive into the mix, fight for loose balls, and take on tougher defensive assignments. Even with the mask on, he didn't let up. Brink's comments suggest he's trying to push McCull to keep improving, and that's the right approach. It's Summer League. These are the moments where players prove whether they're ready to crack a regular rotation, and he'll have more chances to do just that. Training camp is coming. Preseason action is around the corner. This is just the beginning. While he's likely to land a two-way contract initially, based on roster structure, the Knicks will absolutely have to reconsider that if he keeps producing like this. Make no mistake, if Kevin McCull Jr. continues to show this level of play, the front office won't leave him stuck on a two-way deal for long. The rules allow two-way players to appear in up to 45 NBA games, but at this rate, New York might need to find him a permanent roster spot much sooner than expected. And with the way he's trending, that conversation might start sooner than anyone thought. Considering the Knicks are aiming for a deep playoff push and are loaded with veteran talent, Kevin McCull Jr.'s role will likely be situational to start. Unless he continues to absolutely shine, his first real NBA minutes may come as a result of injuries or rest days for the starters. Think about it like this. If OG Anunoby misses a game or two, McCull might not start, but he could easily slide into the rotation. Same goes for someone like McCull Jr. Should he ever miss time, McCuller is well positioned to step in and contribute. The same logic applies to Josh Hart. That's where McCuller's value really starts to show. He's mature, experienced, and looks more NBA-ready than some of the younger prospects on the roster. Take McCull Jr, for example. He's a promising young player but still very much in the development phase. McCuller, being 5 years older, has the edge in terms of readiness. That difference in experience could give him the clearest path to breaking into the rotation, especially given the Knicks' current shortage of reliable wing depth. And speaking of players worth keeping an eye on, Ariel Hucky, or Hucky, also put together a solid showing with 9 points and 13 rebounds. But there's an issue here that's less about his performance and more about the way he's being used. Hucky has been calling for the ball consistently in the post, clearly wanting to showcase a refined low-block game. He's worked hard to develop that part of his skill set, and it shows, but his teammates aren't exactly feeding him. That's frustrating to see, especially because Hucky isn't just a lob target like Mitchell Robinson. He's more skilled and more versatile, closer to an Isaiah Hartenstein type of player than a pure rim runner. And sure, the comparison gets thrown around a lot. Both German, both wear 55, both lefties, but it fits. Hucky has great vision, soft hands, and the ability to create for himself and others. That's why it's important that he gets more post touches in the coming game. He's not just there to run the floor. He can actually produce offense when given the opportunity. In the G League, he averaged about 7 points and 7 rebounds. But keep in mind, he shared the front court with Moses Brown, who dominated most of the minutes and usage. So, there's more untapped potential in Hucky than those numbers suggest. But not everything is trending upward. Unfortunately, Tyler Kolek's performance has been a major red flag. In his most recent game, Kolek went just 1 for 13 from the field. And that's not a typo. It's been rough. There's growing concern among fans that he might not be able to score effectively at the NBA level. And the truth is, the shooting woes aren't new. Since joining the Knicks, Kolek hasn't shown much improvement in terms of efficiency, and that's now becoming a serious problem. Look, there are still 2 Summer League games left, so there's time for him to turn things around. But that turnaround has to begin immediately, because right now, while his passing has looked solid, the lack of scoring and defensive ability is making it hard to justify giving him minutes, especially on a contending roster. And in this league, if you can't defend and you can't score, your spot becomes incredibly shaky, no matter how high your basketball IQ is. That said, it's not time to give up on Kolek just yet. He's smart, he sees the floor well, and there's still hope he can figure out how to finish plays more consistently. But that improvement has to come fast. So Knicks fans, where do you stand? Is Kevin McCull Jr. the real deal? Should Ariel Hucky be featured more in the post? And can Kolek bounce back before the Summer League wraps? Drop your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more daily Knicks update, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a beat. Appreciate you all for watching, and as always, go Knicks!